Hey everybody. You know, emotions, right? I haven't been crying, my nose is kind of clogged up. They are our greatest power, and they're also our greatest enemy. As we are, saying, you can be your greatest enemy or your greatest friend, and it's more about how oneself is one's greatest enemy. And this is very true from an individual perspective, and even as a collective, you can look at it like that. Because we are all family, man. We're all life forms. We're all energy and fucking, earth and bone, and, we all come from the same place. We all go to the same procedure when we pass on, whatever it is to you. We all got to go through the same shit. We all got mouths, we all got assholes, we all got eyes, some of them might not work as well as others. But we're all essentially the same, but different, and I just, the imperativeness, the absolute crucial fucking aspect of what is going on right now with humanity and the earth. It all comes back to love, man. It all comes back to the Bible. The Bible is a blueprint for love. It's literally, from my observation, the best and most specific blueprint for fucking how to love more and more and more and get to that most high level. I know there's a lot of talk about the most highs online. We all have different relationships and levels of knowledge and interaction and experience with these things. But the Bible it's right there for us all to fucking read. It's been there for us since day one. It's everywhere. And that's why, what's going on with humanity, when we point the finger, we miss the point. It's on us. We fucking are allowing all this shit in. Part of the reason why I've always thought the enemy would allow information, even like the 13 Sons YouTube channel, man. I mean, all the information you need to heal yourself and find out who you are and elevate your vibrations, all that shit, tying everything all together, all these conspiracy theories, all the fucking stories, all the characters, all that shit is there. And they allow it to be there because these people, the enemy, whether it's in malevolent ET or a fucking, rogue fucking aspect of humanity. I don't know how, rogue it is anymore, but, these people only have power because we give them power. They're only able to fuck with us because we're choosing to fuck with their program. Okay, and now if y'all are with me on that, you gotta realize that they would do everything they can to keep us from realizing that. This is why, like the love of money, the societies we live in, it's what keeps them in power. It's what keeps us weaker. That's why it's the only fucking way we're gonna transmutate this fucking situation and become victorious. And God's wrath, I mean, it's in the Bible, man. He's slow to anger and steadfast in love, and he does, he turns away from that which he talks about destroying, but don't get that twisted up with ain't fucking like, there's a time when it's like test over, like y'all have had your time. Like I almost feel like we're living on extended time. And a lot of that is because I know there are so many beautiful, good-hearted human beings here with really good and beautiful fucking intentions, but still, like the answer is simple. Simplicity works. The Bible's simple. The loving yourself, the 10 Commandments is a simple shit that a child can learn. It's not complicated. The fucking God does not work in complications. He's simple. He's straightforward. He makes sense. He is common sense. That's what Pops, when I first met him, he was always talking about common sense and how people have lost their common sense. And it's true, man. We've lost our common sense, which to me is the most common sense we all have, that we can all share, is our love for ourselves, a love to have a partner, a love to have a family. I mean, people get astray and twisted up and this and that, but it says to be fruitful and multiply. We were given sexual organs and desires not just to fucking have fun fucking, but to reproduce, to help spread creation, to help expand creation. So it goes back to the love, man. It goes back to the emotions, and it goes back to knowing who the fuck you are and knowing how to turn away from that which is there to be a deviating fucking obstacle. And it does its job as well as it needs to do. And it's up to us to use our wisdom to navigate around these obstacles, through these obstacles, to work with these obstacles in a positive way, to transmutate it into a positive thing, if we can. You don't always have to fight every battle. One of the, very good quote that I heard from somebody actually working in a pizza kitchen years back in Oregon was, pick and choose your battles. You don't got to fight all the battles, man. If it's not worth it, if it's not worth the energy, if it's a perpetuating problem that requires serious, time, and effort and the right circumstances to be solved, then don't keep fucking punching that bag, man. Turn away from that shit. Let them fucking go and find somebody else to fuck with. Because demons, the devil, whatever you want to call it, they feed off of conflict. It literally is like a sustenance for them, as love and good energy and joy is a sustenance for people in the body of Christ. The opposite is true for them. They have their own sustenance. And this is why the jobs we work, the cities that we live in, the way that they're built, is all very, 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 very important and specifically designed to suck, drain, and harvest our energy. It's interesting. For the first time in my life, since being here in Florida, it was one day in particular, I think 2 people told me in the same fucking day, sitting on concrete, it totally fucking disconnects you from the earth. It's a fucking dam. We've dammed up the earth as well as the rivers, as well as ourselves. I bring this up because y'all don't realize that these cities we live in and we keep working for and perpetuating and putting energy into, they're dams. And we're perpetuating our own damnation by continuing to live in them the way that they are. We're not connected to the earth the way that we were designed to be, the way that we're most highly powerfully able and capable to be. And this is not by accident. This is not because people don't know better. There's countless fucking evidence of ancient cultures that were developing technologies and had cities that were built a totally different fucking way. There's blocks that are so big and gigantic and cut to such a fine, precise point that even the technology that exists today can't replicate it. Which means they were onto some shit we don't know about. And it's all there. It's all been there. The book has got everything we need. It's a love. In Genesis 9:3, it talks about how even as the green herb have I given you all things. And it's just funny how so many, it's not funny, it's actually fucking frustrating as shit, but it's also very sad because, it's right there in the very beginning. And a lot of Christians do not recognize or appreciate the herbs. They shoulder it off as something that gets you high and makes you fucking crazy. Or when you talk about hemp, they don't fucking believe you. There has been a very powerful spell put on the hemp plant, in my opinion. I know because, in the first, the first time meeting Joshua, and after even the first couple of years, yeah, I'd say for the first, it takes a long time. There was so much time, so many things trying to deviate me from researching the hemp plant. Every time I'd go in there, it's just there's this weird thought pattern that tries to interrupt any type of fucking attention one puts into the hemp plant. Why is that there? Why for some reason do I have such a hard time researching a plant? It's because the enemy fucking put serious fucking spells. I'm talking many warlocks have all gathered together. They could be doing it all the fucking time, I don't know, but they have perpetuated an energetic fucking vibration that literally is designed to repel humanity away from the hemp plant. And Pops has recognized this too. He talks to people, he tells them all the things that it can do, and they look at him like he's dumb. like he's a zombie, like they're not even understanding the words that are coming out of his mouth, even though he's speaking in plain English. And all this information is now very easily backed by sciences. I have lab reports on my mother's computer saved that prove that hemp fucking cured a lady of breast cancer. The very scientific, goes into all the fucking details. I mean, it gets deep with the specifics of what the hemp plant does. You know, I talk about it causing apoptosis in malignant cells. That's just the tip of the iceberg. It gets way deeper, way deeper. You know, I mean, that's just one little thing it can do. You know, it can create a whole new society for us. Whole new society. One that's not dammed up. One that's not dependent on toxic fucking pollutants that are exploited from the earth, which is the Holy Spirit. Okay, you guys got to realize that. The more that we're perpetuating this way of living, the more we're pissing off the Holy Spirit, to be honest. Especially when they put it right there in front of the Bible in Genesis 9:3. It's all there for us. This is also why, karmatically speaking, these evil people, they don't have as much bad karma coming back on them as you might think. Because all the good information is there for us to fucking use. They've allowed it. This internet, all this shit is run by them. You know, if they really wanted to fucking keep us away and fuck themselves over, they wouldn't allow that information out there. But this is the trick of it. You have to allow a demon in. They don't just fucking get free access to you. We're built in the image of God. The demons can't fuck with God. His spirit is almighty. There's a reason why he's called the Almighty. The Most High is Elohim, God, the creator of everything. Very good reason, okay? So, you know, I mean, I don't know what else, you know, I try, you know, I'm working on the project still. I'm fucking, you know, getting down the details and the dynamics of everything. But, you know, there needs to be more talk about us coming together. There needs to be more talk about the hemp plant. There needs to be more talk about God and appreciation for the things that he's given us. You know, it's like, how would you feel if you were created by something, or you created a bunch of things, you know, out of the beauty of your heart and out of the love of your soul and out of a piece of you, manifested them into this realm called the earth, and they turned their back on you. And not only do they turn their back on you, they take everything that you provided for them to have a good and beautiful life, and they fucking corrupted the fuck out of it. They manipulated the fuck out of it. They've turned it into something to destroy themselves and others, along with the earth and all the animals. How the fuck would you feel? You know? What would you do? This is why Pops has had to incarnate in the flesh, to come in and act as a character, as a fellow creature on this planet, and go through a human experience just as we all are. You know, things have gotten that dire, and now it's all needed to happen that way, and it is all expanding and helping things become more wonderful and varied, and the contrast is, you know, is always growing, because that much good is in the earth. But along with all that good is also all this evil that we have to deal with. But if you're really trying to help something grow, you can't just do all the work for them and then say, okay, well, you know, there's a problem there with these creations that I created, but, you know, I can fix it all. But, you know, yeah, sure, that could happen, but we ain't gonna learn shit. We're not gonna grow from it. So we can't just rely on him. So many people are just waiting for the rapture and for somebody to fucking beam them up into the sky and take away all their pains. And, you know, they just sit there and they pray and they read the Bible and they just hold on to this faith that it's all going to be taken care of by God. And that's one of the biggest tricks that I think the enemy has put onto us is, you know, perpetuating this like faith-based way of living, but without any action, without actually becoming more like Jesus. You know, it's not just about reading the book. It's not just about prayer. It's about action. It's action. Okay, that's what gets things done. You know, fucking bullshit fucking talks and, you know, money walks. Is that a saying? I don't know. But the point is, the money is a currency, which is an energy, which is a perpetuation, which is a movement. So the more we move in line with God's spirit, the more we become like God, the more we follow the word in the book that's been given to us to learn from and grow from, the better off we all are. You know, I'm just sitting here and You know, it's just for me, in my perspective, like, I know, you know, it's like, okay, like, what do you guys really value? Like, if you were to die right now in this moment, is it your bank account that you would fucking hold on to? Is that what you're really gonna look back and be like, damn, man, I made me fucking a bunch of money? Is that really what's gonna hold true and steadfast in your heart when you fucking blink out? I mean, I know it's not for me, man. It's the memories I've had. It's the people I've experienced. It's the love I've felt. It's the times that I've been through. It's the challenges I've persevered from. That's what holds, that's what sticks, that's what lasts, that's what really counts, that's what's a real currency, is our energy, is our heart. And it all comes from God. It all comes from the Creator. It's all love. You know, but this love, we've now taken this beautiful essence, this gift of life that's been given to us, to be able to choose what to do with ourselves and how to treat each other. And what are the choices that we make? We choose to fucking follow fucking money. We choose to follow a fiat note. We choose to follow what somebody on a fucking television screen tells us because they wear a nice suit and they fucking drive a fancy car, so they must know what the fuck they're talking about, right? And I know a lot of you watching this already know all this shit, so it's redundant for you, but repetition works. The more you speak this, the more it becomes a reality, the more it has an effect. So we need more people speaking this. We need more people fucking talking about this. We need more action in this direction. You know, as I've said in other videos, like, you know, if you all have ideas for projects, perpetuate them, start on them. Share ideas you have for mine. It's not even mine, it's the Most High's. Nothing is mine, nothing is ours. We don't own anything. This is another fucking trick of the devil, is you know, perpetuating this idea that we own shit. We don't own fucking nothing, man. You didn't create it. You don't own it. You possess it for a time, you know, and what you do with those possessions says everything. You know, there's the good old book, the saying in the Bible, I don't know which one it is, but, you know, it's about, the main theme is the dude who held on to his money and didn't do shit with it, didn't get anything from it. But the people that did do stuff with their money perpetuated. You know, and it's like they have no assurance, they have no guarantee that they're going to get it back. They have no fear because they know they're going to be taken care of. And this is why there's this bridge, there's this fucking gap that's between the people with money, with good hearts, and the people with no money and good hearts. And it's like, the solution is simple to me. We need to merge, okay? The workers are there. The people want to do good. The people are tired of this bullshit. But until there's an opportunity for them to go and do something and work something and be something different, they got to continue working these fucking type of jobs, man. They're dependent on them. And, you know, I'm out here doing this thing, but, you know, I'm still fucking having to use these fucking generators and charge my phones. I'm still having to go into stores or trash cans and fucking eat from other people's leftovers, which does come from corporations which are perpetuating fucking exploitation and greed and fucking pollution, not just to the earth, but to the human being. Like, y'all realize we have a government that allows the selling of toxic food and chemicals, knowing full well it's bad for people, but they continue to sell that shit. They continue to sell it every chance they get. They continue to make commercials to make it look good, to make it look fancy, to make it look lovely, and we fucking buy into it. These vehicles, okay, America, a lot of people say America was built on the car industry, and they're all prideful about it, and they're all good, and the work that goes into it, the actual essence and effort, and the way we work together and put these things together, that is good and beautiful. But the products themselves are horrible. This is how the devil takes something that's beautiful and full of power and strength and love, and he taints it by fucking giving us this other substitute that's bad, and because it works, we work with it. And then we get our ego off thinking that we're doing all this good and fucking powerful and mighty and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the whole time he's sitting back fucking laughing at us like a bunch of fools, because we are fools. These metals are there for a reason. All the metals we take and we use for other things and we need to is imbalancing the magnetic field of the earth, which affects us because we're all electromagnetic beings. So the more things are not fucking lined up and where they should be as God intended, the more we're fucked up. Okay? You know, and it's like, I mean, I can feel it in my heart, you know, like the good times that we can all have together as fucking friends and family. and lovers, you know. I mean, it's there. It's so close. It's so ripe. It's so ready to fucking be nurtured and taken care of and fucking blossom like a flower. But it takes action. It takes effort. It takes us fucking working together and getting over our petty differences. You know, and the Irish, I'm going to bring up the Irish because I'm Irish on my mother's side, and I have a very strong attachment to just the Irish way of doing things and just that whole culture in general. And I've looked a little bit into Irish history, not a lot, but a little bit. And a lot of their teachings, a lot of the things that they revered, a lot of the best times in Ireland came because they were influenced by Christ. When Christ's influence was holding sway over the land, people were fed. Things were taken care of. There wasn't as much crime. There wasn't as much depression. Okay? He's real. He really lived. He really did fucking things on this planet. All right? That nobody else has ever done before. This is why he's the Son of God. There's none other like him. All right? There can't be any other like him. Unless Pops decides to, you know, but we're dealing with the facts of the situation at hand. So you have to just appreciate that this message has been here for us to use, not to discard. That's what the devil wants us to do. And again, he takes away his own fucking, you know, his own karmatic fucking debt by putting the Bible everywhere, putting the fucking word everywhere. Yeah, he might change up a few little things here and there, but it's still there. The essence is there. The core is there, right in front of our faces. You know, but we choose not to listen to it full-heartedly, or we have this little bit of peace about it. And that's okay, because we're all growing in it. But the simple fucking message is, I mean, it's right there. The cause of evil is the love of all money is the root of all evil. Okay? You know, when we look at America today, there's so many fucking problems. And so many people are chasing fucking money. So many people are worried about money. You know, and it's like they worry so much about the money, and then they forget about the love. They forget about what else we can do. They forget about what else life has to offer. Because they've been distracted, because they've been pulled away. And it's up to us who know better, who feel better, who want better, to help pull them back to a righteous way of living, to a good way of living, to a harmonious way of living that's good for all. I mean, currency, energy, I mean, it's like that is the wealth, is your health, is your well-being, is the company you're around, okay? Like, a lot of drugs, drug addicts, like a lot of problems could be solved if people were just around a good company, if people were just doing good works together. You know, like I can't, you know, like watching movies and stuff like this, like it doesn't even hold much sway over me anymore, because I know, like, you know, I know the messages, I know the themes, I've seen them all. Like, there's nothing really any new, and just like there's nothing new underneath the sun. The only thing that's there for us to really do is to take these messages in all these movies and in the Bible and all these other various forms of information and utilize them. But not just for our individual sake, for the whole sake of humanity. And it's not just humanity that's suffering here. The earth, the animals, the plants, the water, the air, all of it is suffering because of us. That's why our hearts have become so heavy. That's why people are so cold. That's why there's such a lack of creativity. We've done this to ourselves. There's nobody else to blame but us. We all have free will. We all have been given signs. We all have been given messages. We all have been given help. We all have been given guidance. Pops don't fucking make mistakes. He makes lessons. So this is all what needs to happen. And I still believe we're going to end up victorious. But it's how do we get to that victory point? Is it going to come to a point where we have to see fucking bodies dropping like fucking like snow and rain in order for people to wake up and realize, like, hey, this is fucked up, like, we gotta fucking act? You know, are we gonna wait another year before we start planting these hemp crops and getting this business going and perpetuating a different infrastructure? Or are we gonna take affirmative action when we see fucking catastrophe happening and the potential for more catastrophe happening right around the fucking corner? You know, what's it gonna take for us to fucking get over our boundaries and our limitations that are false and fake? I mean, people hold on to their money thinking that they'll be lost without it. And it's the opposite is true. You'll be free without this attachment to this money that you hold on to that's not even yours. Think about it. What's more valuable to you, your bank account or the friends that you have in your life? It's a good question, man. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about people with the abundance of these things. Like if they hold on to an abundance of money, then that's your relationship, that's your currency, that's your wealth, that's where you put your attention into, that's what you're becoming. It's just a bunch of bills. It's just a bunch of materialism. And the bills only represent material objects that we can buy. We can still work for things and gather things, and that's fine, but when we put those over other human beings, that's wicked, man. And it's sad because there's a lot of good-hearted people that do this, and they perpetuate this. And then the rest of us see them doing it, and then we just want to be like them, so then they perpetuate it. It's time for people with the resources and the leadership and the heart to stand up, to take some risks. Me leaving my parents' house fucking over 2 months ago was a risk. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen to me, but I was willing to take that risk. I was willing to jump into the unknown. I was willing to put myself in harm's way potentially and live without fucking knowing how I'm going to get fed, knowing I'm going to run out of money. If I can do this, then why can't a millionaire fucking donate $900,000 and know he's going to be fine? Nothing is ever a waste. Karma comes back around. The more you give, the more you get back. And I don't know, it's going to take me a long time to finish this project because it's literally a whole new culture I'm creating that the Most High is helping me create. But the simple fucking things that we need to do are clear and evident. We need to start growing more food. We need to start growing hemp. We need to utilize 3D printing technology. We need to build shelters that are good for the earth and for us, and that can help fucking give people an opportunity to live away from this evilness. It's that simple. You start with simple shit like that. You work, you get paid for what you work for. Nothing extravagant, simple fucking wages. You don't need any more. The currency, the good things you look forward to is the good people around you, is the art we create, is the love we share, are the fun things we do together, the babies that you'll have with your mate, the good times you'll have with your friends, the adventures we can have. And then once we start getting this infrastructure together, we can start training in martial arts. And we can start fucking getting serious about taking on serious problems like child trafficking, like blood fucking rituals, like corrupt ass motherfuckers that fucking keep people down in lock and keys in dungeons, while we're sitting up here on the fucking up top thinking about fucking how we're gonna make our next buck, or who our next fuck's gonna be, or what our next indulgence is gonna be, or what our next meal's gonna be. It's twisted as fuck, man. Things are crazy right now. And all of what we need to solve it is right here waiting for us to utilize and fucking embrace. I come here as somebody who, the Buddha, you guys, most of you who've been watching my channel for a while know that that's what I've been told I am. And in my heart, I do feel it's true. And as the Buddha, there's a calling that I've always had. It's just a higher vibration. It's just, you realize the materialism is a fucking weight. To pay so much attention to it weighs you down. It doesn't bring about good times. It doesn't bring about more love. It brings about the opposite of all that shit. This is why I'm able to leave, things of more materialism, things of more material safety, and live on the streets, to eat out of trash cans. Yet eating out of trash cans while trying to work on fucking projects to help save the world. It sounds crazy, but it's actually perfect. Because in order to really create an alternative anything, you've got to live that alternative. You've got to have a good relationship with that alternativeness. So what better way for me to be able to receive that information for me to do this than to live a truly alternative life? And then from this seed that I've been given the allowance to fucking utilize and share with y'all, we can grow that alternative reality. We can develop the kingdom of heaven here on earth. We can stop this wickedness. We can win this fight. And I want to do another video on martial arts and how, guns aren't the answer here, man. They can be used for defensive purposes and for certain situations and stuff, but you have to start thinking at a higher level, at an energetic level. Like these malevolent ETs, they're very telepathic. They're very good at manipulating energy. Okay, they don't use guns like we use fucking guns. It's energy-based weapons. This is why you as an energetic being is your most powerful thing. But it's all about where your energy is at. This is also why the Bible is imperative, because it teaches you how to get that good connection with God, how to get your God powers that have been granted to you back. because we're made in his image and in his likeness. So we have some of the same powers that he has. But if we're not following his fucking word, we're not going to have his powers. It makes sense. There's a reason why sword and word are very similar. All you do is put an S and you have the word sword, but it's really the word. That's the power. That's the love. And when you follow that with your heart, when you believe in that, when you continue to push it and grow in it, you become more powerful like God. He wants us all to be gods, but we can't be gods unless we know how to fucking use our power the right way, responsibly. This is why we had to bite into the garden of good and evil and go through evil and go through all this crazy shit. To learn, to grow, not to continue doing this shit. You know, and I'm not perfect. I mean, I am, but I'm not without flaws. I'm not without my vices. I'm not without my issues. You know, and I come to you without a shirt on because it helps me express things. And it's also been a hot day in Florida, and I like to have my skin being shown. I mean, when I say shown, I don't like having a shirt on. You know, it helps me express myself. That's why I have my skin being shown right now. You know, and I don't even feel all that passionate myself, you know, and I started to feel myself creeping into a fucking darker place that I know isn't going to bring me any good. That's not going to help myself or anybody else. So instead of fucking succumbing into that and perpetuating that, I choose to fucking speak about what's really on my heart and to share with you the dreams that I have, that I think we all have, to different variations, and help perpetuate that. And to hope that you guys perpetuate more. You know, morals. Like, morale is low because our morals are low. It's all connected. Nothing happens by accident. Everything is synchronically intertwined perfectly as it should be. So I think what I'm feeling in my heart, the next direction I must begin taking this channel, and I already started doing it, is by, as lovingly as I can, but you know, there also needs to be an element of toughness there, because all the information has been there for us and we've chosen to neglect it. Everybody at its own different level, but it's a time to fucking ante up. Like, we got to start doing what the fuck needs to be done to take care of the children, to take care of ourselves, and to stop perpetuating this evil shit. And if that means I got to start, you know, literally, you know, speaking names out onto the ethers and personally fucking identifying, trying my best to identify with them and directly communicate or send a message to them, to their person, to help awaken their heart, to help awaken the love, to help awaken their faith, then I need to do that. Then I will do that. Then I am going to be doing that. Because enough is enough. The time of waiting, the excuses, it's all bullshit, man. You know, you don't need fucking millions of dollars. There's no reason why somebody should have a whole fucking hoard of fucking money and not share it with others, not put it to good use. When you have everything you need. If you're a real Christian, you know you're going to have all that you need, and you're never going to fucking not have what you need, because God knows what you need before you need it. So why hold on to that which you don't need? Why not share it? Why not care for others? Why not do something different? Why not help things grow in a good way? And I'm not saying y'all don't have the intent in your heart. I know a lot of you do. But the next step is literally detaching from that which you're holding on to. Lighten your heart. Take that fucking burden off your shoulders. You'll feel better. You'll laugh more. You'll have more fun. You'll engage with people in a better, more authentic way. You'll be able to do what you actually came here to do, which is to spread the good news, to spread the good word, to be like Jesus, to help fight this fight, to be victorious against the kingdom of darkness. But in order to do that, sacrifices need to be made. Risks got to be taken. I've taken my risks into doing this and living on the streets. I chose this lifestyle. You all got to make your choices too, and find out what it is that you have to offer, and then just give that offering out. Let it go. Let things flow. Don't hold on to it. Don't damn yourselves and the rest of humanity along with yourself. All right? I love you guys. Hope you all have a good night. All right? Bye.